On today's show, we're talking to Silvia Bizio, the artistic director of the Aura Film Festival. Movie Making with Renelle Golden is brought to you by Samira Entertainment, supporting indie films and the filmmakers who create them. Stop by their website to learn more, www.samiraentertainment.com. That's www.sameraentertainment.com. Hello, everyone. I am excited to be here today with Silvia Bizio.
That's right.
Oh, yay, good. She's a journalist and artistic director of the Aura Fest.
Aura Fest.
Aura,
Yes.
okay. In Monopoli, the city of Monopoli in Italy.
Yes, the city of Monopoli in the region of Puglia, which is one of the two most southern regions of Italy.
Oh,
It's the boot of the heel, sorry, it's the
Oh.
boot of the
On
uh,
the map.
the heel of the boot. That's how we say in Italy. The heel of the boot of the Italian peninsula.
Oh my goodness, I love that. So you guys you're going into your second or third year?
This is the second year of this particular new festival that we started last year. Last year it was called Allora, and it took place in the city of Ostuni, which is famous for being the so-called white city of Ostuni. Every single building, every house, even the streets and the walls along the streets are
White.
all white. Yes.
Oh, how
And
gorgeous.
it's something, yes. When you see it from, it's a small city on top of a hill, and when you approach it from the sea, you can see this incredible white spectacle
Oh,
of,
wow. It's got to
yes,
be amazing, like out of a
it is
movie.
yes, it is. It really is amazing. And it's something that the people there really care about. And it's actually a compulsory thing. Every year or two, everybody has to repaint their houses white
Oh,
with this.
really?
It's not just the paint, it's something that they do to protect them.
It's
Yes, originally it was done to protect from decaying, from animals, from
oh,
it's not far
wow.
from the sea, and now it has become the
Their
symbol of
identity.
the city. Yes, the
I
identity.
love that. That's
Yeah.
very cool. I hope I can visit there one day. Amazing. So you're a journalist by trade and you've been writing about, I guess, film and
Mhm.
such for since 1985.
I have been, yes, I've been writing since even earlier, since 1980 for
Oh, wow.
different newspapers. Yes, because I live in Los Angeles, and I came to Los Angeles in 76 with a scholarship for a PhD at UCLA.
Oh,
And then I
wow.
started writing for a smaller newspaper, and then moved up to bigger and bigger newspapers, starting right around 1980
How did
until,
you end up in film as your focus?
well, I did, because as I moved up to bigger newspapers until I reached the national weekly, first Panorama and then La Repubblica, which is the daily newspaper I've written for since 1985.
Wow.
They had their own correspondents in Washington and New York, the political and economic correspondents. So being in Los Angeles where I was, it was one of my editors in one of my, as I moved up to bigger newspapers, that said, hey, but you are in Los Angeles, that's where Hollywood is, that's where the movie industry is. Why don't you write about films? And I said, I was coming from political sociology and political science. I knew nothing about film
Oh
except
my
what we
goodness.
were seeing, when every Godard movie or Truffaut was coming out, or all the Italian movies, of course,
Right.
my knowledge was just that of a moviegoer, and no more than that. But I found myself literally thrown in a different and new industry for me. And
You
at the
loved
time,
it,
there were no correspondents
right?
from Hollywood here. I was the only one, and kind of
Oh.
invented myself a job, a
And you know what?
position.
You've met amazing people and seen amazing films, I imagine, through the years.
Yes, and one of the great things for me, I must say, was to be accepted since 1984 or 85 into the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
Oh,
And
wow.
that has been a really, really important element of my life because as much as I was also doing my own interviews and but going on site visits and going with photographers. I remember going on sets of films with photographers like Douglas Kirkland or Greg Gorman, and I was writing for the stories and the interviews to accompany these amazing photo shoots. Those were things that I was doing on my own. But
Oh,
then
wow.
with the Hollywood Foreign Press, we had many press conferences and many opportunities to.
Did that take you around the world? Did you end up traveling
Yeah,
for that?
a lot. A
Oh,
lot. It
wow.
was always very fast, very in and out. I feel like I've traveled everywhere and seen very little in many ways
You're
because,
living through the movies as a correspondent. How did you end up getting involved in film festivals?
well, that happened about close to 20 years ago because I was living here in Los Angeles. I started getting many relationships with the Hollywood industry here, became at the time, I'm not saying friends, but friendly with
Yes.
several Hollywood important personalities. And at the same time, I had always my feet in the ground in Italy because I was always writing for Italian newspapers, never for American ones. And
Right.
so I started thinking we really need to create more of a connection between Italian cinema and American cinema. And so I had written a book about the Italian cinema at the Academy Awards, and it
Oh,
was all
wow.
about all the nominations and and the victories that Italy had at the Oscars.
Which are
And
many through the years,
which were
right?
many, and I think
Yeah.
still now, after all these years, I think Italy is the first, Italy or France, it's the first in terms of other
International.
countries outside of America, yeah, international countries,
Wow.
most number of nominees and wins. So I wrote that book that was called Cinema Italian Style, the Academy, Italian Cinema at the Academy Awards. And I started thinking about creating a series, a film series, Italian film series here in Hollywood, and invite the industry, the community here from Hollywood to meet the Italian community of filmmakers.
I love
And
that.
so we started that with the American Cinematheque and with Cinecittà, which is the studios in Italy where many films are still
Okay.
being shot in Italy, in Rome, the famous Cinecittà studios, which of course is
Wow.
supported by the Ministry of Culture in Italy. And so I started that with the American Cinematheque, it was a week of films, of Italian films, and actors and directors coming from Italy and meeting American actors and directors, and with one opening night at the Egyptian Theater, which is
I
now
love
still under
that.
renovation, yeah. And then a week worth of films, all afternoons and evenings at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica. And I would get the UCLA, where I still kept my good relationships after those 4 years of graduate school there. I would invite professors of film and of Italian to invite their students to come and see the films. And so there was a lot of activity and a lot of very, very good, how would
Interest?
you say, connections, that were
Yes.
created. So I ran that for about 5 years, and then Cinecittà kind of took over, and then there is a different artistic director and producer now, but that got me started in loving these kind of relationships. And
Yes.
about at the same time, I started consulting for the Taormina Film Festival, where they shot the second season of White Lotus,
Yes. Yes.
Taormina.
Oh, wow.
And so, and so I was the American consultant of two different artistic directors, Felicia Laudadio first and Deborah Young, American living in Italy who was the director of Taormina Film Festival for 5
And
years.
this puts you back in Italy.
And that put me back in Italy every summer to
Oh, wow.
Taormina, bringing there, Michael Douglas, Robert De Niro, Colin Firth,
All the greats, the movie
yeah,
stars.
all the great Jessica Lange, Sam Shepard,
Oh, wow.
and I was, and it was really and Oliver Stone. I brought there the new version of Alexander,
The
and that
great and
gave
the classic.
me, yeah, yeah, and that gave me a sense of how wonderful it was to bring these personalities to a country which maybe they knew, but they got to spend more time and see the movies there on that Greek theater in Taormina. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh,
And
wow.
so that really started this whole passion about consulting for festivals in Italy and bringing authors there and conducting master classes, which I've done over and over and over. That's kind of one of the things that I
Oh,
have.
that's brilliant. That is so cool. How did you get involved then in the current festival? What?
Well, this started in 2021. I was one of the film festivals I consult with now for over 10 years. It's called the Magna Grecia Film Festival. It was
Okay.
started by a young entrepreneur from Calabria. Calabria is the other southern region of Italy. That's the toe of the boot, and which is a beautiful region of sea and mountains. And
Oh, wow.
I've been going there to consult for this festival and bring in several personalities there for a few years. And anyway, I was there, and some of the guests there had been in contact with a famous Italian actor called Raul Bova. I don't know
Okay.
if you had ever seen it, but he was in the movie Under the Tuscan Sun, and
Yes. Yeah, I have.
he's a
Yes.
very handsome
Oh,
Italian
yeah.
actor. And I started thinking, and he had what we call a masseria, which is one of those old farmhouses which have been transformed into kind of fancy, but rustic at the same time hotels in Puglia.
Oh, nice.
I
Yes.
started thinking about making an international festival in Puglia, and that was absent because there is a big
Oh,
festival in Bari, which is a big city in Puglia, but it's not really an international festival. It's more Italian films.
gotcha.
And so I said immediately, yes, of course, every new challenge.
Yes, yes.
I'm a glutton for punishment. I got to say, a glutton for punishment.
Aren't we all? Is it time to time? I love that.
Exactly, every new challenge. And so we started that. And within, I must say, very, very shortly, very quickly, we got the region and the Apulia Film Commission on our side. And
Oh,
we
wow.
did this festival called Allora last year in Ostuni. And thanks to my relationships again with the Hollywood community, I got there Oliver Stone and Alfred Woodard and Jeremy
It was a
Irons.
powerful lineup of who's who in
It was a
Hollywood.
powerful lineup, and
It
nobody could
was.
believe how many people
Oh
came.
my
But
goodness.
yeah, but they all loved it because Puglia is very special, and they all loved the place, and they also loved the idea that we had behind it, which was instead of giving one more award to celebrities, we asked them to give an award to the heroes of real life. So the
Oh, wow.
mayor of Brindisi, who years before had hosted and helped that ship with 20,000 or more refugees from Albania that arrived all
Wow.
at the same time, or to people who save refugees at sea when they escape from,
That's
Northern
truly,
Africa.
that is
Yeah,
powerful. This year I was reading that the kind of the theme is green. So,
exactly. This year we decided to concentrate on the environment. And one of the reasons why is that Puglia, I don't know if you have been reading about it or if people know, Puglia is the home of millions of olive trees. In fact, their
oh,
olive oil is amazing. And some of these olive trees are even almost 2,000 years old.
oh, wow.
And tragically, especially the most southern part of Puglia has been affected in the last 6 or 7 years by a bacterial called Xylella, which
Oh,
has been decimating these trees, but literally leaving entire fields devastated. It's killing the trees.
oh,
And
wow.
so we partner with a foundation, which is a nonprofit foundation called Silva Foundation, which has as an objective the idea of they still haven't found a solution to the Xylella bacterial, but at least they're trying to repopulate the areas which have been left barren with
Their
more.
way of fighting back, I suppose.
Yeah, so they're replanting trees. And so we felt it was very important, like everywhere else in the world, to pay attention more and more and more to the environment and to what we should do. And that has caught the attention immediately again of several personalities and celebrities from
That
the
care
film
about these
industry.
causes. Have you found
Exactly.
that the filmmakers that are submitting to the festival for this round, have you found that with green as the theme that there's quality submissions and you know
Yes, yes. I found, especially in the documentaries, I must say,
oh,
I
wow.
was hoping to find more either shorts or feature films, fiction that would pay more attention to that. But to tell you the truth, I haven't been able to find many. Last year, Italy produced a film by Paolo Virzì called Siccità, Drought,
Yes.
which
Oh,
we might show again. We will show again at the festival, even though it's not new. It came out last year, but new films, not much. There is one Italian film called La California, where California is not the state of California here in America, but it's a piece, it's a part of the land around the Po
oh,
region in northern Italy,
okay.
which is suffering from the consequences of a polluting manufacturing plant that's affecting the land and the animals. So there is an underground green
Wow. Do you think that,
team.
oh, wow. Do you think that this is a theme that you guys will continue with?
I,
Um,
I'm
as,
hoping so, to tell you the truth, because it is so important and there is so much to learn. This year, one of our biggest supporters and partners, really, and it's an old friend of mine, I'm proud to be able to say, which is Matthew Modine. And Matthew
yeah,
is
he's
so
amazing.
attentive. He and his wife are so attentive to the environment and to the oceans and to being very careful about everything from the food to the way they think about films and their own life. And Matthew actually produced with us, with his Cinco Dedos Películas, the 50 seconds short movie called Heaven on Earth, which Matthew narrates, which is going to be the leitmotif of the festival, and we will show it every day.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of film where Matthew shows the tragedies, the devastation that we brought to the planet and to the oceans, the
Wow.
plastic, the trash, and how we really all need to do something to be
It's
able to say,
eye-opening.
yeah, this incredible heaven on earth, which is our planet. So
Wow.
so that aspect is very strong for us. We will have panels and discussions about the environment and about the importance of the being engaged to help also at the film level.
Yes.
So, as I
Yes.
say, many of the films will have that theme, especially documentaries, but also some of the panels and discussions that we will have. One
So,
of the people coming is Lawrence Bender, who, as you know, was, after he was the producer of Tarantino's main movies,
oh,
he
yes. Yes.
produced, right? Lawrence produced An Inconvenient Truth, 1
Oh,
and 2.
wow.
And Lawrence has been extremely active on the green, on the environment. And so he's coming and joining us in the effort.
That is very cool. So I know we don't have long here. For people that want to attend your festival, it's just a few weeks away. What is the best way for them to find out more?
Well, one of the exciting things we're doing, I've met this incredible woman, Apple Lee, and she has started an online platform called Entertainment Oxygen. And she is partnering with festivals all over the world. And we will be on her platform, and all the directors will be asked if it's okay during the time of the festival for those 5 days to put
Oh,
their
wow.
films on the platform. And if they agree, which I'm sure they all will, for
They
those five
will.
days, people will be able to watch the movies from the festival on that platform called
Oh, wow.
Entertainment Oxygen.
Is
And
that the website too? Entertainment Oxygen?
they have a website, and we have a website which has all the information, and it's called orafest.com. And the website is actually in construction right now because everything has happened.
Oh,
All
right.
last minute, as always. But it will be up in a day or two, and it will have the entire program and our guests. And Helen Mirren will be with us to open the festival on June 3rd. And we will actually show the first episode of the first season of 1923, because now the
Oh,
second season is starting, and that is
that's
a
huge.
series
People
that,
love it.
yeah, it's a series that really impressed me because, and in so many ways, it reflects also what we're trying to do, because it does talk about nature and what we, and how it all
Yeah.
started, and the land and the animals, and the social justice, which is the other theme of the festival. What we did, or what the modern times in at the beginning of the 20th century in 1923, in fact, brought to the indigenous communities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
Wow. This sounds so exciting and just like an amazing festival. And I know people can find you guys on
yes.
filmfreeway.com/ORAFEST too for next year. Will next year be in the same place, or will you guys?
Well, we will be in Puglia for sure. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind moving the festival. I'm hoping that we might go. I mean, if we're not in Monopoli, we will probably be in the small city of Trani, which is also on the sea, just north of Bari, and it's a gorgeous old
It's such an
city.
amazing country, and you're
Yeah.
kind of making your way around it with movies. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with anybody before we say our goodbyes?
Just that Italy is, well, everybody knows how beautiful Italy is and how much it has to offer in terms of nature and the food. But also, I would like to remind everybody how vibrant and alive it is as a country, also when it comes to arts and film, and political and social and environmental efforts. And so I like to think that we can all do more together in
I
that direction. And I'm encouraging filmmakers to tackle also the environment in their films, short or long. Can't wait to
Yes,
see them all.
and I know they can do it.
Yes.
Can do it for sure, and we need to, definitely. Well, Sylvia, I have so enjoyed talking to you. I hope that I'll be talking to you again, and I can't wait to see how your festival goes this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in Italy at the movies.
Yes, safe travels.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Today's show is sponsored by Gym Kitty, helping women on their health and wellness journey by providing high-quality, organically sourced vitamins and supplements. Visit them today at www.gymkitty.net. You've been listening to Movie Making with Renelle Golden. Be sure to come back for our next episode where we bring you the people who make movies you love. Got a topic about filmmaking you want to hear on our podcast? Send us an email at moviemakingpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast has been sponsored by Samara Entertainment.